Hello and welcome back to another episode of StarCraft and our continuing adventures to see just how well we can do in our placement matches here on the ranked 1v1 ladder. And well, this is this is gonna be an embarrassing one. It may have been a few days since I've last played StarCraft, so it's not that I'm good at the game to begin with, but I may have flummoxed all of my fingers throughout this entire game, and I was really actually contemplating not showing this one just because of the events that happened a little bit later on, but I did want to show it to you guys because, well, I would feel disingenuous hiding matches that just, well, they turn into the normal panic fest that is StarCraft whenever I play it. But what I'm going to be doing for this episode, and as all the other episodes, is just try to narrate what I'm thinking. Now, do be aware that what I see in-game is not necessarily what I'll react to in my post-commentary, as I'm doing a lot of things in-game. StarCraft is a very mechanically heavy game. You have to see and observe a lot of things at all times, which are a lot easier to observe when you're not actually playing the game. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of points, especially in this one, as, well, all of my games are embarrassing, but this one's more embarrassing than normal. But especially in this one, I imagine there's going to be quite a lot of things that I notice here that's I just not gonna want to talk about, but I'll talk about it anyways, because that's how you get better. You look at your replays, you watch what you do, and try to get better, and you practice it, and anyways, let's continue on here. I am playing against another Zerg player. He is in the Gold League. I am, as of yet, unranked. And so far, things are kind of okay. If I remember correctly, I did have a pretty nasty hotkey deletion at some point in time. I messed up my hotkeys and that threw me asunder, and just, it was bad. It was real bad. But there you see, I'm actually getting a little bit more used to the minimap, where I actually react to things on the minimap, which is nice. But as most StarCraft games go in the beginning, there's not a whole lot to see. I do see that he's going for an expansion, a second hatch, so I'm not expecting too much of an early cheese here. Nothing like spore crawlers in my base or whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and set up for a third expansion and just carry on. Now my plan here is to try to go for roaches unless something changes. Usually against these Zerg players, they're very cheesy, so they like to make me change my pattern and not go for roaches. I got a couple of Zerglings here just to make sure nothing horrible happens. For the meantime, the idea is just to tech up and get more stuffs, more economy, and then pump out the roaches. Nothing terribly exciting so far. I did see he put a drone into my base, but when the queen comes out, I went to deal with it. At that point, I see him moving around, figure he's going to build a spine crawler, and he does. But those guys will take care of the spine crawler really quick. No problems. Go ahead and build my third hatch, the 3-minute mark. Probably a little bit late, could have done that earlier. I realized that my overlord is a little bit out of position. Now this guy, that guy right there, he's important, keep him in mind. I'll get back to him a little bit later, because this is something that I mess up on in this particular match, but we'll see. You'll see how that goes. Queen goes there. Alright, looks like so far nothing horrendously out of place. Aside from getting supply blocked at the third 3.5-minute mark, I see he's got some Zerglings coming in. Actually, I think I forgot my Zergling speed and delayed it quite a bit, which, that is a mistake. Definitely don't want to do that. Yeah, there's a Zergling. So I'm just realizing that I haven't started my Zergling speed yet. I'm like, why do I have so much gas? It's because I haven't gotten Zergling speed yet. So that's a big mistake. Don't do that. Don't forget your Zergling speed if you're Zerg. You want your Zergling speed. There's like no excuse not to get it. So I know he's coming at me with Zerglings. He's probably gonna go attack my third base, but I'm just waiting for him to get here, as I don't have enough Zerglings to contest him right now. And I want to keep echoing up in the background. Now he's not gonna be able to kill my hatchery either with that many Zerglings, at least not before I retaliate. So I should be able to clean it up pretty easily here is what I'm thinking about, and I don't want to start floating too many resources, so I just want to keep building things while that's going around. And send those guys over to clean them up. And that should be the end of that, but for now, let's just keep building things. Now at this point, it's not quite panicking. We've got layer going. Got tech going. Do I have tech going? I think I built the roach drone already. Alright. Well, in either case, remember that overlord? That's, no, there's the roachborn. That's what I was putting down. That's what I was waiting for. Alrighty. Remember that, overlord in the top corner? Well, now is the time when I'm supposed to send him in. Actually, I should have sent him in a little bit back, a little bit further back. A little bit of time in the past. But I'm supposed to have sent him in so I don't get blindsided by those guys. You see, when I put down my rich one, it was a little bit late, by the way. I should have also sent out my overlord so I can see what's going on with his technology, so I know if he's gonna attack me with roaches or mutalisks or whatnot. And he happened to go for swarm host, which I can't imagine being a good idea. But I do have some zerglings lying around, so I'm gonna go ahead and send them off. Have them do things and then go apparently micro some overlords in the back. Alright, going back to inject some larvae. I built a few more zerglings just to make sure that he doesn't go overboard with these infestors. Now remember, I'm saying this as if this is just what's going through my mind. I don't actually know if building zerglings was the correct idea. Maybe I should have just built roaches because, you know, I have a roach warren. But we'll see. My idea was that build zerglings because they're cheap and I can delay them while I get more stuff going. Like I didn't even have my gases set up. You see, look at that gas that's 0 out of 3 at the bottom right there. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot going on in the background. At this point, I've got panicking a lot. I see these coming across the screen. I'm like, oh my god, just more zerglings. Just send more zerglings. Just go. Stop the horrendous. Oh my god, he's got zerglings. I hope he doesn't have banelings too. And yes, please stop these things before they get into my base. I don't want them anywhere near my base. But he's got the money move or regular move because I don't have an attack. And oh boy, look at those coming out. I'm just gonna go attack his base while he doesn't have anything there. That's what's going through my mind right now. So I've got a couple roaches now and have them try to stop the swarm host before they come get me. I don't know where they went. And then I see on the map and just sent them out. That's fine. Ta-da! Beautiful. And all this time I've started to float some resources instead of building roaches. And oh look, I built roaches. And now a supply block because I forgot to build overlords. Now for some whatever reason, I didn't notice that they burrowed. I figured that, I don't know what I was thinking. I thought I just like killed the last one there. You can see in a few frames that moment that they did actually burrow themselves. I just thought they died and I just killed the last one and the blue there was it dying. And then surprise, my base is getting attacked by these guys and I'm like, oh my god, he burrowed them. And then I clicked on the wrong overseer and it turned into the dropper lord instead. And now I was just like, ah, my base is dying. Okay, that's fine. Everything is fine. I didn't need that anyways. I've already got zerglings in his base, and now I got roaches in his base, and I should just be able to A-move and kill everything he has. It's just really hoping that, and is just keep building things. Just I said that guy off, and yeah. Oh look, yeah, me and you and me both, buddy. But that was that round of StarCraft. There's nothing good. Nothing good came of that round. Like I don't even think I could learn anything out of that one. So let's go ahead and move on to the next round here. And we're off to the 4th round of our placement matches. And this one, I actually don't remember this one. It'll probably come back to me fairly quickly. Alright, so from here on, I am still trying to do this kind of roach-heavy build. We'll see how well I implement it this time. Got a little bit of shenanigans going around here. It looks like I just misclicked a little bit. Alright, so I'm back on track. Got the overlord going, drone going, just double checking to make sure things are okay. It's like, alright, good. Get a couple more drones, and we're going through the same kind of build pattern that we do with most of these other matches at the beginning. It's StarCraft. It's usually kind of boring at the beginning. There's not a whole lot to do. It's the same kind of self-management. There's no interaction between myself and the enemy unless someone really wants to go for cheese, but this particular match will be me as a Zerg facing off against a Protoss player. Also in the Gold League, as that appears to be where the placement matches are putting me, which I think is fine. But we'll find out after the next match exactly where I get placed. But for now, we're against Gold. And things are going quite alright. I've got hatch down, got the gas down, building the pool, getting some more drones. It's standard StarCraft Zerg stuff right at the beginning. I see a probe and start being like, alright, I know you're Protoss. Just send a probe around my base. What you gotta do? These guys, like, they like building pylons in my base. And they build cannons. Not ideal. I'm contemplating whether or not I should scout my natural to see if he put a pylon down there. Yeah. And then I don't see anything here. Then I just go ahead and send it back. I figured that he just wanted the scout to make sure I wasn't doing anything cheesy. I think we'll be okay. For the time being, I don't want to get too off track. Just keep building my stuffs. Pool finishes, which means it's time for queens. And hey, look, I haven't yet forgotten my hadn't yet forgotten my Zergling speed this time, but I did kind of forget to get my drones into the gas quickly, so that'll be delayed, which is not good. Don't forget to put drones into your geysers, because then you don't get your Zergling speed fast enough. You might as well have just forgotten it for 30 seconds. Just don't do that. It's bad. Alright, so now I see that he's got an expansion. He seems to be being quite careful about what he's doing. I don't see anything particularly exciting coming out of him, unless he's got a proxy that I just haven't seen. But for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and get my third base. I don't think he can do any kind of super pressure on me just now, at least not that I expect. I finally get enough gas for my Zergling speed, so I go ahead and purchase that, and just go ahead and move on. Nothing terribly out of the ordinary so far. Welcome to StarCraft. But for now, we'll get to see a little bit more excitement. It does get a bit panicky later on. I do not do well under pressure when it comes to StarCraft. I try to do too many things at once and then absolutely get something destroyed. It's not great. Oh look, a Protoss in my base. It says, "Dirty Protoss, kill it." It disappeared. It shaded out, tried to get a couple picks on the drones, and then just poofed out of existence. It's fine. It'll just be sitting outside my base for a while. I did build a couple extra lings just to make sure that I felt safe. Entirely unnecessary. They could have been another drone. But you know, maybe it would have been a good idea to build another set of lings. Probably not. Again, this is all coming from my point of view, and I am not terribly good at StarCraft, so I am not a good source to say, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. I can only tell you what I'm thinking about as it's going through my brain. So now I figure it's time to start getting our gases and start ramping up production so that we can start working on our roaches, which I don't have just yet. I don't have my roach warren down. I am panicking a little bit, just messed up my queens, so now I have queens running all over the place, and no proper injects happening, but there goes their roach warren. It's only like 30 seconds late. It's fine. It's not fine. It's not ideal. But I do have some workers in gas this time, which is nice. And we'll see what goes around here. Now, remember what I said last time about that overlord that I forgot about? Well, guess what? I forgot about him again. Luckily for me, I noticed a lot of blue just appears on the minimap. I don't know if I noticed it. I don't think I've noticed it just yet. I'm still messing around with my queens. Yeah, look at all the misclicks. Panic doesn't work. All right, just fix the gas. I got way too many drones on this side. I do see him, and oh look, blue on the minimap. Okay, so I see he's going for a Templar Archives and some gateways. So I can expect storms, archons, and a lot of gateway units, like probably Zealot Archon, like Chargelot Archon, probably with a few Immortals. That's what I'm thinking. And all I have to do to beat this is just build a lot of roaches. Like, if he builds Immortals, it's fine. I'm gonna just slam 60 roaches into them, and then do it again. That's my idea here. Figure I can do this. Right, get my injects. Injects are finally working after I've mashed all that stuff. I try to get the upgrade up for the roach, and I realized I don't have a layer yet. That was a mistake. I was supposed to get that like 2 minutes ago, so that's not ideal. I do check again here, but lo and behold, I don't have a layer, so I can't turn that into an overseer, which makes it kind of difficult to fly him in. I could fly him in, but I'd rather not just lose him for free. If I turn him into an overseer, then I can instead try to get him out alive. I do see him sending in some zealots, so I figured he's going to try to harass my third, because he knows the third's there, so that's what the roaches were for. Just a little bit of defense, just so when he sends the roaches in, or the zealots in, not roaches. Protoss don't have roaches, they have zealots. Just so when he sends the zealots in, I have something there to stop them. That's fine. But again, I've managed to supply block myself at the 6.5 minute mark. Not ideal. Don't supply block yourself at 6.5. Don't supply block yourself ever, but here in comes the zealots, and a few more of those adepts than I anticipated. But I did build some more roaches here, so that should be enough. I see the adepts just kind of poof out of there. At first I assumed they went back, but they didn't. They went to my natural, which was not nice of them. But it's fine. I am floating a lot of resources, so I just go ahead and spend it all while this is going on. And it's not too bad. He only takes off like 8 drones, I think it was. I think he only takes off like 8 drones. No, that was 7 drones. So I'm okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and build a few more drones, replace the queens. There's the queen replacements. And a few more drones get produced. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, just continue on. No significant damage. He did kill a few of my roaches. I misclicked the button and accidentally created a Ravager. I try not to create a whole lot of Ravagers because I'm not good at using them. Not good at all. So I figure it's not worth me using them just yet. I want to get a little bit more familiar with the game before doing that. I do see sending the probe out there to get his third, so I expect him to have a third. So I'll have to keep that in mind. I don't see him going for a fourth, so he's not going full greed, but honestly, I'd probably prefer if he did, because I'm almost to a point where I'm about to start ramping up and just destroying my own economy with roach production. So I go ahead and get a fourth, just in case, because, well, it'll be useful sooner or later. That and it'll help me with production. That and my minerals in the main are starting to run out, so I want to have another place to send my drones once the main runs out. I think I did build a little bit too many drones after losing the bunch. But it'll be fine. So go ahead and set all those guys to their proper hotkey because my hotkeys got a little bit outdated, a little bit stale. Set my respawn points or my rally points from all of my hatcheries onto my overseer. That way they automatically rally to wherever my army is. Set the overseer into the same control group. And then it's almost time to send it out. At the 8-minute and 45-second mark, I'm just about to be maxed here. And it'll be time to move. I see he does have his army. I see most of his army. So I know what I'm walking into. And that Disruptor right there is scary to me. Because I am not good at dealing with Disruptors. You will find out very quickly about how not good I am with dealing with Disruptors. I see he does have some High Templars. So I know he's going to have a lot of Storm. And I'm going to have to at least try to micro out of this. Otherwise, I'm just going to get wrecked. And the first thing I'm thinking here is, oh, if I destroy this rock, maybe, just maybe, I have a little bit more room. And then I realize, it's probably not going to help much. So rock is gone, and in come the Disruptors, and out goes just a lot of my roaches. I just lost like a dozen roaches there. And now I've walked into the choke point, and I'm surrounded, and he's got storms on everything. And he's got zealots on all sides and cannons on this side. I didn't expect those cannons to be there. I knew the third was going to be there. I didn't expect the cannons. Those immortals are... Their cannons are singing, as they like to say. But thankfully, I've just got a lot of roaches. And I'm building another massive swell of them. So, oh geez, another one of those. So all I'm doing here is just moving my roaches into his natural and taking this other group around here to try to do some damage wherever it can be. And he's warping things in. He's trying to survive. And I'm just in the background building more roaches. Send off that one corrosive bile because I guess why not. My roaches come in. Then I notice I have an overlord there. I've messed something up along the way. Apparently I built extra overlords and had them rally to the front. Not ideal. I go ahead and send him back. And oh dear, more overlords. I don't know how long those have been flying across the map, but now here they are. And then I could finally get these guys going in. I didn't notice those guys had survived as long as they had. But we'll go ahead and fine. We're floating. We've got a lot of resources just kind of floating around there. But I will go ahead and work on my economy a little bit more. I did put down a Hydralisk den. This is one thing I am proud of. I put down a Hydralisk den as I was going to move out, just in case I lost this army and needed to get a more expensive army. And that was it. Just with sheer power of roaches, we just beat him down. All right, guys. Well. If you guys want to see more action just like this, or see that final place-up match, to see where we get placed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the little bell next to it. But for now, have a good one, everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later!